Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today I'll be showing you around the homestead and what we've been doing. But first, I went on a little road trip, and let me show you what I just found. We're on a backcountry road out here, and I'm trying to go buy a canner, and we are behind the Amish. Here is a horse and a buggy, and I haven't seen that in a while. If you guys can see that. Here's the canner we ended up getting out there more in Amish country. We thought it was going to be taller. I have a canner that held 4 quarts, and we actually thought it was going to be the way it was worded. We thought it was going to be one like that because my old canner, I ended up rounding out the bottom, and it got too hot that it almost, as you would say, almost exploded, which is not a good thing. But this one actually holds, my husband said, I think it's 7 quarts. But we decided to go ahead and keep it. Anyway, I'll go ahead and take off the lid and show you inside. See, it comes with a rack. Oops. I may not be able to. Sorry about that. Oh, and a bug. Oh, that's cute. I don't want. I guess the bug was free. But there's the rack. And I needed another canner because my other one, like I said, I broke it. So I thought it was decent. We only paid $25 for it. And of course, I already have one of those jigglers, that will fit that canner as well. And it's a Miro. That's a good canner. The one I had was a Miro also. Wanted to show you my yellow rose. It's gorgeous. It's probably about the biggest that I've seen, and these roses just look beautiful. Hey, Quacker. I was going to show you my duck's nest, but it looks like someone has stolen her eggs. She had, like the other day, 13. My husband planted this today, this tree. It's a red maple. Husband also planted this Japanese maple right here. He figured he would go ahead and replace, we had 2 trees cut down, and I hate to cut down any trees. So we like to go ahead and at least put some trees back into the ground. We did a couple of hills right here in the front of our garden where we've put some zucchini. And there's some tomatoes right there. I've got a total of 29 tomato plants. And then behind that we have 6 rows of corn. And back here we have pumpkins, zucchini, we have summer squash, I have some gourds. But like I said, different varieties of pumpkins. I've got Connecticut pumpkin, hoedown, small sugar pumpkin. My grandkids love to pick the pumpkins from our patch. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's going to be some like wild blackberries. Or I'm not really sure what the flowers are, but it kind of looks like it's some kind of cane. Or maybe it's wild like raspberries. I'm going to plant some of this mammoth sunflower back here at the back part of the garden. I did this about 2 years ago, and I actually had the deer come and eat it all up. I mean, this, thank goodness, is only $1.69, but the seeds that I had put out, I probably put out $15 worth of seeds, and they came along and ate it all. So I thought I would just go ahead and try again, and hopefully they won't decide to snack on it. But I guess it's better that they snack on this than our plants. My husband over here planted 6 rows of Blue Lake bush beans that are 60 feet long. You're probably thinking, oh my goodness. And then on the other side over here, my son's planted some things over there. So this will get us started for the year. Hopefully it all makes it. Found my duck's nest. Her other eggs got all broke up. She's putting the eggs in my blackberries, which is okay because it's probably the safest place. Looks like an animal has found her eggs and busted at least 2 of them. I don't know about you, we had way too much rain. You can see my buddy boots. I kind of got stuck a few minutes ago. I didn't think I was going to be able to get out. But here's the garden. It looks awful with all that rain. I don't know if I'm going to have those tomatoes make it or not. And we are supposed to have temperatures in the 80s this week for like 3 days. It's definitely going to have to dry out. And I've been dealing with a lot of bunnies in the garden. So I've been putting some of this shiny stuff. I'll show you what it looks like. It's this shiny, like streamer stuff. It's supposed to keep the birds out of like the garden, etc. I've been having my ducks in the garden. And that we don't want that. So I've been tying these here, you know, on each one there. I'm gonna try to do some down there, but again, I can't get in without getting stuck. So I'm gonna have to wait, but I definitely wanted to get a couple tied here just so that, again, I would be able to keep some of the animals out of here. Here's where I started to sink. I mean, I was trying to put one on this and didn't make it to do it because, like I said, it's just a mud pit. And, you know, it definitely, hopefully, with it getting warmer, it should dry it out a little bit more, just so I can get in there, maybe put some of this shiny stuff down. Again, just to tie it on the metal parts. These mounds here, I don't know if they're going to make it. That one there looks awful. Looks like cucumber. Some of these other ones are zucchini. You know, that's if they make it. But we're going to go ahead and try. You know, and hopefully we get some tomatoes out of there. That is a total of 29 tomato plants that I have. There's one of those big bunnies that love to go in my garden. They must be loving this tall grass. Again, my neighbor hasn't cut it yet, and as you can see, it is quite tall. And so there's animals hiding in it, which, you know, could be other animals hiding in it besides it's just cute little bunny. And they've got water standing over here as well. They went ahead and I'd say maybe 3-4 days ago, they put down some, I guess, lime or some kind of weed killer to kill some of this. You know, since the other side of the field is all yellow. And it's full of that, it's called tansy. It's a type of, I don't know, it's like a type of weed or something. It's the yellow right there. My mom said that's tansy. I'm not gonna get you. Oh my goodness. She's quite vocal. Got some more green stuff that my husband's gonna have to spray. If you have a pond, you got a lot of maintenance, you know, to keep that green stuff out. It's probably some type of algae. And we've got a couple of things to spray the pond with, and we have dyed the pond too as well. This it's like a light blue color. If you dye it a darker color, at least it, you know, some of this stuff can't grow. This, of course, is growing here, you know, on the edges, but that shouldn't be growing there. We'll have to spray those. It looks like a weed. Doesn't really look to me look like a, well, I guess it could be some kind of aquatic plant. Something just jumped down here, so it's probably a catfish. We do have some of it over there on the pond as well. Now I had some watermelon that was over the bay. It will take them forever to eat that, but instead of you just throwing it out or throwing it in the trash, it's a good treat for your chickens. I do have another chicken. She's just hiding. She's probably back there laying an egg. Sometimes I ended up getting 3 eggs today. I mean, sometimes I've had the other one lay again. There you are. I don't know about you. It's still too wet to get into the garden, and it looks like I lost that plant right there. That one there was a cucumber. Some of my tomatoes are just barely hanging on. Today was only about 73 degrees here. We are supposed to have about 80 tomorrow and then like 85 the next day. Then we're supposed to have a whole bunch of rain. So as you say, it's not too good here, but I mean, it is a little bit drier. Don't think I will sink that much. No, well, a little bit. I'm starting to sink a little bit. Don't want to get stuck in there, but have to see. For the tomatoes, I honestly, when I put them in the ground, they had like white streaks on there, and I had to look it up online. It said that it might have been too much sun. The fact that, I didn't really have them in the sun, and then they kind of got scorched. Like this one down here has got a little bit of it there. After I put them in, I hit them with some of that Miracle-Gro tomato, because I said to myself, they were just in their little thing. They might need a boost being in this, different soil, etc. Maybe that's why some of them are still hanging on. I don't know. I'm hoping I don't lose them. Hopefully they'll get better. I'll go down there and see if any of the other seeds have come up. To put up my friends, I've got a couple of, well, let's see, I've got I have 4 owls and I have a falcon. I've got some really big bunnies going in and out of the garden, and I just, I'd like to be able to have something in the garden. This right here is a little bit too wet. This is where we planted. The mounds are pumpkins. Pumpkins, gourd, watermelon, and cantaloupe. And I guess we got another killdeer there. There she goes. She probably has laid her eggs somewhere. I don't see anything coming up right now in there. Again, maybe it will take a little bit longer. I'm hoping that we do have something that will come up. Here's some standing water that we've got in some areas. We were able to cut the grass, but as you can see, it's quite muddy. You want some food? You do? Are you scared of the mower? They're scared of my husband. They seem to only like me, which is fine. But they're scared of my husband and my son. And my grandkids. They're following me. Want that? You don't say. So my husband says the white duck is a male, and then we just have the one female there, and then of course one that looks like a mallard, he's a male, the green head. After I get my baby chickens, which we're supposed to get them in, well, this month, I guess is more towards the end, we're getting them from a hatchery, we might go ahead and try some more ducks. I mean, I could have another, and most I've ever had is 12 ducks at one time. Probably thinking, whoa, that's a lot. Yeah, they would eat a lot, but you know, they make their own little family. So I mean, I definitely could use another, say 4. You know, I think the limit is you have to get at least 4, or maybe it was 3. Couldn't really quite remember. But I definitely could use a couple more ducks. Just so that that other male has someone else, another companion for him. You want some bread? Occasionally I give them some bread. I don't like to give it to them a lot because it's pretty much empty calories. And of course the corn is what's going to keep their bellies full and they'll feel warm, etc. But I'm out of food, I'm sorry. I'm out of bread. I know. You could just eat bread all day. It's not good for your waistline. My catfish, in all honesty, are gigantic pigs. You can throw out a whole piece of bread and the catfish will come and just swallow it. Like it's nothing. When we put them in there, we bought 25 of them about 8 years ago. And of course we probably have more. I've got a couple that got some white streaks in them, and I guess my son looked it up. I guess it's some kind of disease. I'm gonna have to research it. There's one right there. I don't even know if you can see that. Had like a couple of white streaks, almost like someone took a paintbrush and painted a little bit on it. You know, I hope I don't lose them. Then I got these guys. Are you hungry again? You are? Oh my goodness. She eats a lot more when she has been laying a lot of eggs and sitting on them. I feed the ducks twice a day. They eat less when they're out of their pen than if they're in their pen, because you know there's not much that they can do in their pen, so they're just constantly eating. There we go, someone ate that. I see you. You don't say. There's one that has a little bit of the white on it. You guys doing okay? I swear they remind me of like piranhas. When you throw it out, they just all flock to it. And I don't know about you, I think they go by, I guess fish go by noise and sound. So like if I tap my foot on the dock, they know I'm here, and they usually will come to this, you know, to this area right here. They'll start coming up a little bit more in the surface. And also to the sound. If I call my ducks and I'm quacking, the water, you know, they'll start coming up to the surface more. I don't know if you can see that kind of in the farmer's field. a little bit. It almost looks a little bit like it has a little bit of haze. That is actually coming from Canada, the wildfires. It looks like it's cleared out here in the back of where our, our backyard is, but in the morning, oh gosh, the trees back here looked, like I said, just hazy. It was like about 86 degrees today, but I also smell where it smells kind of a little smoky. Now, I don't know if I can honestly smell it all the way from Canada, but it's just been really hazy because of those wildfires in Canada. And our air quality today is just awful. It's been making my eye and my son's eye just real like itchy. I thought it was dry eye, but I think it has to do with these wildfires. Here's what I want to show you. That's one of the drawbacks about living by a pond, especially when it gets hot weather. The mosquitoes, oh gosh, are awful. I walk out here and I've already been bit twice. My husband got this a couple of years ago at a farm store. It's got something in it, and then you fill up water up into it. And it is good for 90 days. So when you hang it, he actually hangs it from a tree. It's supposed to cover so many feet, and it really does work. It's actually really, really great. Is that good water? You just love drinking out of that. I really need to get rid of this. I think it had a small leak. It was left here when we purchased our house. The paddle boat. It's like it would be impossible to lift right now. I mean, I would have to take a bucket and get all that water out. But the ducks seem to like to drink out of it. Wow, this tree's got a lot of apples on it. I really hope it does well, and the animals hopefully can't get up there and get those apples. This one's really tall. Gonna go ahead and put some fertilizer spikes, and I'll show you what those look like. I bought them on Amazon to try to fertilize our our orchard naturally. Here's what I'm talking about. I purchased these on Amazon for $12.99. And it says contains natural ingredients. The other one that they had was more expensive. It did have a little bit more spikes. This one's got 12, but it wasn't natural. And I do want to keep, if I'm going to fertilize my trees, I do want to kind of use natural ingredients rather than really, really bad pesticides, etc. It's perfect for fruit and citrus trees. And it depends, again, how big the tree is, if you're going to use just one or if you're going to use two. So I thought I'd go ahead and give this a try. This one's doing excellent, but I don't see any fruit on this one. But it is really taken off. It's quite tall. Across the street, a farmer has already tillered that, and I do believe he's already planted. Blueberries are coming in real nicely there. This one over here. Ooh, may have to fight the birds for those. That looks healthy. Wow, those look like they're coming along. I think that might be, I'm not sure if that's watermelon. The tomato plants, they're just struggling. Some of them are dying. The ground is still kind of wet. Otherwise, I'd be watering. That looks pretty good. So some of those are zucchini. And this plant died. That was a cucumber. And so was this one. And looks like I lost that tomato plant. That one. Like I said, the other ones are just struggling. But I did get some of the green beans are up. So they're looking pretty good there. They're doing pretty good. I can't wait for green beans. Now, I mean, not all of them came up here, you know, but at least some down there. I can always plant behind this. There's nothing, so I can plant more green beans, you know, if it doesn't work out. And right here, you know, you could see nothing really came up there, barely anything there. And down here, and my son's is over there, so he's got some things up there. It's in between here, there's nothing right here. So I'm going to go down here and see if any of the pumpkins, any of the pumpkins that came up, or watermelon, I'll see what's come up. Okay, it looks like nothing has come up there. I don't know, may have to replant there in that mound. I don't see anything here. Like I said, I may have to replant and put some more in there. I got a little bit here. There's some coming up. Over here, we got at least one. I think that's watermelon. Maybe, it might be pumpkin. I'm not really sure. Again, we did a lot of pumpkin. There's some. Nothing there. Nothing there. And I see maybe 1, 2, maybe 3. It looks like I'm going to have to plant more in its place if it's not up soon. I'll have to put some more seeds in there because I definitely want to have pumpkins. But again, it's just, you know, we had too much rain. As you can see, ground is somewhat wet, but some of it is dry because we did have the high heat that dried out some of it. Maybe just like dried out part of the surface, but not deep down. I just like how quiet it is out here. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.